All right, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, October 24th, and we are about to have market open in about 20 seconds. So the market open direction for today, the intraday will be for a buy, and also the market open scalp as well will be for a buy. So the scalp is for 1:3, the intraday is for 1:2, and market is open. Uh, Let's see. I need to. Three. Mm. All right. So let's see. Mm. All right. So the market open scalp would have lost today. See what else. There's also this one, the impulse entry, and keep in mind for me, these entries I've automated them. Let's see. Interesting. So this is the impulse entry. So at 9:30 today, we had an impulse entry. So this one is also for 1:3. There's also this crosses one. So the crosses one hasn't shown up yet. But unfortunately, today the market open scalp would have ended up losing. The intraday one is still running. It's in drawdown. But mostly I'm looking for this scalps. These are typically my favorite entries. This one as well looks like we have a crosses entry for our 1:3. So it looks like we have a bunch of ranging activity here. And typically also the main one that I trade, manually, the SAR and EMA rejection entries, is still going. So this particular one for the impulse one, that one would have ended up losing. So the one that's currently running is the crosses one. Mm. See, I had a freeze on my brokers. This one coded. All right, let's see. So let's see. So for the scalps for today, the market open one ended up losing, but you can see price came back up. The impulse entry as well ended up losing, but price yeah, price went back up. And then the crosses one hit like the 1:3 risk to reward. And the intraday market open entry is running in profit. So we had a brief spike back to the downside, and then price is shooting back up. All right, let's see if we can get an SAR rejection here as price keeps pushing up. Actually, this entry was here. Yeah. So based off of where price is at, I don't think we'll get a. Let's see a second here. I don't think we'll get an EMA rejection because all EMAs look like they have already been tested. So the only one we can get here is probably an SAR rejection scalp. We had formed this weekly SAR rejection area at the top there, where price rejected during news. I think this morning we had CPI news release. So we had that rejection at the top there. So if we keep pushing, we'll probably generate another SAR entry there. This entry is still pushing up for the market open entry. And here we've approached an area of resistance. So this is pretty much like how we used to do structure entries. So you look for the intersection of wicks. So we had this wick right here, or this wick right here intersected with this wick. So if we get to this area, we do expect a little bit of pushback down. But given that it's Friday, we probably want to keep pushing up for the day. Let's see. So what do we have? So at this area, we definitely expect a little bit of a rejection, but I think price will still push up. So you can see that rejection that we're getting from here. But I think price should still keep pushing up and blowing past that area of resistance. Yep, and you can see that push down, right? So that push down is coming from this area that we had marked up here, this intersection of this wicks. I'm still looking for ways to trade it. But right now it's just like a manual look. So ideally you're just looking at where do where are the wicks in the and for me I use the hourly time frame. So where are the wicks? So if you find the wicks, you just look for the two highest wicks and then you look at the area where they intersect. So for today, it was this one and it was this one, and it's the top two because probability wise, when price gets back there the third time, you do expect some sort of retracement. So that's why you need, at the very least, you want to have two two wicks. You want to find an area where two wicks are intersecting, and then the candles that have those wicks should be at least five candles apart. So you can't. That's why, for example, in this instance, I did not mark up these two candles, right? The ones that were exactly next to each other. So I marked up this one, and then you want to wait for at least five candles before you can identify the next wick rejection. And for this entries right here, this scalps, you're just looking for the first, just one trade a day. So for the crosses, just one trade a day. And for the crosses, it's the first cross buy or sell signal that will happen after market open. For the impulse one, I normally look for two entries, either the 9:30 one, the one that happens exactly at 9:30, which is what we got today, and then you wait for another one that happens post 9:30. So the first one post 9:30. So I have an account that takes the 9:30 one, and then I have another account that looks for one that's post 9:30. So two separate accounts. And the reason I have two accounts for this impulse entry is because of you won't get a 9:31 every single day. So again, the goal of these entries is just to do one trade a day for these automated entries. And then for the manual entries, I normally just wait for either the EMA or the SAR scalps. This one is still running, so let's see if we can push back up there. Let's see what we have. All right, there we go with that push. Yep. So you can see how when we got to this rejection area, price came back down just a little bit to pick up some liquidity to shoot back up. And now at this point, we should expect this area to be broken. So after, let me see. So for these entries, ideally you're looking to scalp because typically if price comes back to that area of intersection of the wicks, um, typically price pushes through and breaks all the way to the top. And if, for example, price comes and breaks this high, then we would expect price to keep shooting up. So typically for these entries, you would be looking to do like a quick scalp because if price comes back to that area of intersection between the wicks, you normally expect price to break through. So for this entry, almost at TP. So hopefully we can hit TP for this market open intraday. So for this market open intraday entry, it's again one trade a day, and we are looking to trade in the direction of the trend. So yesterday was a losing day, but 7 days before that were all winning days. So you can see all of these trades here were all winners. Winners. I think the last time it lost was 13th of October. So that was Monday of last week. So that was the bar yesterday. 13th of October was the last losing day. So you had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven winning days. So we had like a 7 day winning streak after the 13th of October because you can see here one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then this one was yesterday when it lost. So those entries are pretty good, and it's literally one trade a day. So even with this entry, I think with this entry you can risk 1%. I think with backtesting, because we did backtest these entries since the beginning of the year, I think maybe you'd have only, if you're risking 1% per trade, you would have only blown your account just once. Because at some point there was like actually, you wouldn't have blown your account. Um, yeah, I think the highest losing streak was like a 7 or 8 day. Actually, yeah, I think you would have blown your account just once because there was a 7 day losing streak at during some month, and then the next month there was like 2 or 3 days losing streak, and then that's the point you'd have blown your account. But after that, then you'd have still passed your other accounts or made money. So for this intraday market open entry, we are looking to go for a 1:2 risk to reward. So stop loss of 100 points and take profit of 200 points. For the market open rejection scalp, so you're still trading in the direction of this intraday entry. The only difference is that for this particular one, you're going for a 1:3 risk to reward, and you're going for 20 points stop loss and 60 points take profit. Let's see. So we are still facing some rejection from that area, this area that we talked about, and also the high of this candle. So the only trade personally I'm in is this intraday entry. And then, of course, we know that the market open rejection scalp hit stop loss. The 9:30 a.m. Impulse entry hit stop loss. So this would have been -2R. But the crosses entry, so which is this entry right here, hit a 1:3 risk to reward. So if you took all three trades, so again, for me, and even for today, like I still my accounts, some of my accounts were frozen. So actually, I did not enter the market open one. I only took this loss right here. But let's assume you took the market open and lost 1 hour, and you took this impulse entry and lost. And I think I'll put them back on one screen, all three of them. And then for the um crosses entry, you won and you did 3R, you would still be up like 1 hour for the day. But personally, I normally uh separate this into different accounts. So I have like 6 individual trading accounts, and then I have a total of 18 accounts in total. So 6 primary accounts that copy to the other 12 accounts. So for me, the only thing I'm waiting for here, I'm waiting to see if we do get um, I need to fix this. I'm waiting to see if we do get an SAR printed somewhere here. Let me see if I can. I'll work on putting all three scalp strategies on one screen so that we don't miss them. Because I know right now the impulse and the crosses scalp are on one screen and the market open is on another screen. So I'll DV. At first, I thought it was too much, like having three separate screens, but I'm sorry, like three separate divisions here. But I think we'll just put them on one so that we are able to follow them, like for example, exactly on market open. So the intraday market entry is still pushing up. All right, so this is the push that we expected. I think we're almost at TP for this intraday market entry. And I have to drop off a little bit for a second, so I'll just leave this here. All right. So let's see. So I'm back. So this one is still running. I had a better entry, or I had a little bit of a better entry on this one. So actually, this entry for me hit TP, but it's still running. Like if you entered exactly when market opened, you'd still be in the trade. But personally, I think I got a better entry somewhere down here, because immediately market opened. Price dipped down heavily. But anyway, if you entered exactly when market opened, price would still be pushing, would still be in profit, but we're having some ranges in the market. Let's see, what else do we have? I don't see too much going on. Let's see what we have here. Mm, see. And oh, oh. All right. When it comes to the SAR and EMA entries, again, I really don't see much happening because even EMA wise, I don't see any other entry that may come up. So I think this will be it for today's session. It's been a good week so far, and hopefully we keep pushing. But the week started off pretty nicely. But other than that, I will see you guys next week. Have a good rest of your day and your weekend. Trade safe. All right, guys. Peace.